Hello everyone and welcome to Driver's Therapy. Woohoo! If you guys watch often, you could tell that we are home. So that means that there's something in the garage, and I want to let you know that I'm not going to drag you along, guys. This is going to be the last video that we're going to kind of keep it a secret. And the reason why is because something happened before we got the car, and I think it's totally worth making a video on it. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened on the day before we got the car. So Elise and I, we checked into our hotel and then we went bowling. All right, Driver's Therapy, this is for you guys. I tried. We love bowling. It's really fun. We're not any good. Like, we're not like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go to the next competition and like, beat everybody, but it's a lot of fun. So we were hanging out bowling, and then I see a message from the seller, and it says, hey, can I call you? Got something really wild to talk to you about. And I was like, and the crazy thing is that I don't know if you guys watch Star Trek, but I consider myself an empath. Like, I could get a vibe about people, I could feel situations, and my stomach just kind of tightened up a little bit, and I'm like, uh-oh, something wild, like, that's never good. So he called me and he's like, hey, I have a situation. I just want to let you know that essentially, the car is still yours, but I wanted to present an offer that I just got. And I was just like, okay. So he said that somebody just contacted him. And remember, this guy isn't playing games. He's been very honest and straightforward. And, he's an Air Force officer, and the guy is, he checks all the boxes. But he was saying this guy reached out to him and essentially wants to offer to buy us out so he could buy the car. And at first I was a little nervous because I was just like, is the seller going to, take the higher offer and leave us hanging? So immediately I got a little bit defensive, but also a little panicky, because I'm just like, hey, we came here to Salt Lake City, we got a hotel, and we really don't want to like embark in these type of business games. We just want to buy the car and move on. But the guy was just saying like, look, the seller was saying like, look, I'm not gonna, sell the car, but I thought it was worth offering you or relaying this message because he's offering me more for the car and he's offering to buy you out. And I was just like, well, how much? And he was like, well, $2,500. And you'll get that cash and you can just drive home, and essentially, the other guy will buy the car. And, there's just something about when somebody else is interested in something, you're like, you want it more. I already wanted a car, but I was like, $2,500 isn't enough to just drive back home and not have this car, because this car is really hard to find, especially in the condition. And it's also sentimental value, and we'll get into that when we introduce the car. So I said, no, I'm not interested in that. I just want to get the car. So then, he's like, not a problem. We hang up. And then later we continue bowling. I continue trying to get strikes, but I'm not getting strikes. I get a few gutter balls. And essentially I get another message, and he says he's got a final offer. He's like, he will pay you $5,000 to walk away from the car. And if you take it, you can have the cash as early as 9 a.m. in the morning, and you could head home after that. And I'm not gonna lie, for a second I was like, $5,000, just to have driven 4 hours and play some bowling, that's not a bad idea. But then I thought, about the car and our budget and pretty much what you could buy out there now. And I was just thinking, we're not gonna find a car in this condition this close to our house anytime soon, because we live in a small town that's 4 hours away from a major city. And not only that, like, I really like this car, so essentially I did think about it, but we turned it down. So that was a little wild though, because for a moment, like in the evening before we were supposed to buy the car the next day, that happened. And of course my heart was pumping. I was just like, man, there's a lot going on. And of course, there's a group of people ready to buy the car behind us. And so I was a little anxious about that. But luckily, of course, like I thought, The seller was a stand-up guy when it comes to keeping his word. And the next day we showed up, and it took us some time because we had to inspect the car, we had to drive the car, and do all that. It took us a few hours, and it was a really long day yesterday. We were driving, and the crazy part is I plan to make a video about it, but I could tell you right away that the seats in this car are true bucket seats, and I need to lose some weight. All right, guys. Well, like I said, the next video we will be introducing the car. Don't worry. I'll give you a hint right now. So what about this Clue? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you right away. It's a JDM car. And I'm going to tell you, I tried to look at other cars or branch out, but you know what? You love what you love. You know, if you love your BMWs, or if you love your Fords or your Chevys or your weird Fiats and stuff like that, at the end of the day, it's whatever you love, right? And for me, JDM cars are awesome. And this time around, I am pursuing one of my dream cars. So I'm super excited because getting it is like a dream come true. And not only that, if you guys have seen the prices for some of these awesome JDM cars, you will notice that they are in the uptick, which is super cool. So I'm excited because this is a rare car in a rare condition, and I love the color. I'm so pumped up. And at the end of the day, I can't wait because I love the sound of the engine as well. So this is epic. Well, guys, I think I gave away already more than enough. But like I said, we're definitely going to tell you what the car is next time we get a chance to make a nice video on a nice day. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you another hint. It's not anything older than a 1994. So that gives you another hint. So guys, I'm really excited. We're really pumped up. Hopefully here in the next video, we're going to be introducing the car. The reason why it's going to take us some time is because we got to wash it. It's been snowing here in Colorado, so we got to make sure that it's a nice day. And we need to make sure that we have the time to do it and talk about the car and stuff like that. So in between there, we might post other videos, but we will be doing the big introduction of the car. I'm really excited. And yeah, man, thanks guys for joining the journey, and thanks for just being part of Drivers Therapy. Remember, you guys rock, and I appreciate it immensely, and I'm just pumped up. All right, guys, you guys take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.